Damn, dude. Twitter is such a fucking piece of garbage. Like, I don't even understand how people use it because it's all spam. There's nothing else.
It's so much garbage in the LBC. Back with a new show deep in the basement. Professionalism turned off, screw the ad placement. Skit comedy trolling, plate full of dough. People get offended, you don't get the show. Alright, we're going to start off this show with transparency. So before the show started, I just want to ask, why'd you have to tell me specifically that it was going to take you 7 minutes to use the restroom? Like, how do you know exactly how long is it going to take?
I can gauge how much shit I have to do.
You have like a meter?
God damn. You got automatically no fucking class on this show.
Well, no. That's exactly what this show is. It's the anti-obsolete gamer show.
You know how there's analytics for like fucking website data and metrics? I have like an internal sensor. Based on how much Taco Bell was consumed during the week.
Oh, one of our sponsors.
Speaking of which, this show is brought to you by Taco Bell.
Was this it? Live the VIP life? Yeah.
And leave mas, which is like broken fucking Spanish Spanglish.
Look, you are not VIP if you're eating at Taco Bell.
Yeah, it's you're fucking starving and you're buying this shit because it's the thing that's open the latest.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Which I guess I shouldn't say if they were actually a sponsor.
Edit that shit. You know, I'm pretty sure you can edit it.
No, there's no edits on this show. That's the other show.
God damn it! I blew my nose earlier, you bastard.
No, I'm not gonna show that part. Well, maybe.
Oh, okay, or the part that what I'm wearing. All right.
Yeah, maybe in the bloopers thing.
Oh, okay. Like at the end of the year, when it shows us burping every 5 seconds.
Yeah, like when we're off for Christmas, then we'll just show a special show with just that stuff.
Oh, that's classy. That's what I'll say Nick would want.
Yeah. Speaking of classy, so I had an interesting encounter that I want to tell all you guys about. So I got into League of Legends, and I was playing, just a...
Zillion.
Zillion, yeah. I was playing was it Aram? Is that how it's pronounced?
Oh, Aram.
Aram.
All random, all middle.
Yeah. And I was playing Zillion, the Time Master. And I was playing pretty well. I admit I was playing pretty well, so I was sucking it up all the time. And they were actually being pretty nice about it. I was protecting our Jinx, who was tearing people up. And she had like a quadra kill going on and everything. And they started to swarm her, and they was tearing her up pretty bad. And she was about to die, and I did the time reverse on her. She came back, got another quadra kill, and next thing you know, she was like, "Oh my God, you did really well. Best Zillion ever." I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks." I was like,
oh my God, somebody that knows how to fucking play.
Exactly, and someone that's actually giving props in League of Legends instead of telling you how much of a douchebag you are. So I was like, this is really good. So long story short, we end up winning the match. Cool. At the end of the match, everyone's like, "Good game, blah, blah, blah." And then I get a friend invite. Okay, no big deal. And it's the Jinx. So he's like, "Hey, we should group up in the future." All right, cool. This is nothing out of the ordinary because if you do well...
Yeah, you handle it as a business transaction, as you added a contact.
Yeah, exactly. So the person's like, "Hey, you've done really good. You play really well. You seem like a nice guy." I'm like, "Cool, thanks." So I'm clicking for the next match, and the person messaged me and says, "So, where do you live?" Okay, that's a little weird because I've never really had someone I just randomly met in LOL ask me that. I'm like, I'm in Miami. What about you? I don't really get an answer. Person's like, you seem like a really nice guy. And I'm like thinking to myself, this person already said that. So I get a match, right? And I see messages pop up, but I get kind of like, tunnel vision. So I'm in the match. I'm not paying attention. When I come back, I see all these messages talking about, oh, you seem really cool. We should talk, blah, blah, blah. Like just a bunch of really weird small talks.
Are they basically asking you to talk on the phone or something?
Well, it's just like chat, but at the bottom it says, do you have Snapchat or Kicks, like the KIK chat? And I don't use that. I mean, I've used some Snapchat, but I don't use that Kick shit. And I'm like, no. And it's weird because, I've played around with the dating sites before, and I've seen this shit, It's like when you get some of those weird people who you're already on the dating site, and it's like when they have those dating sites where they charge you if you try and send a message. So they try to be like slick and shit, and they'll send you like their
it's a
username.
Fucking scam, pretty much.
Yeah, they'll send you their username and be like, hey, message me on this so that we don't have to use the website. I don't have to pay for the website. So
it's a Nigerian gold farm.
I don't know yet, right?
Yeah, trust me, I know.
Just like my name, I use my handle across the board, Jay LaRock. So I can imagine that maybe they don't know I'm a guy. So I'm like, okay, let me just put this out there. I say, hey, I'm a guy. And I get a response.
Good.
It's cool. Good. Yeah, it's really good. Good. I'm a girl. And I'm thinking to myself, this is where you get that divide. Like you're at that moment, right? You're like,
all right, but hold on, let me stop you a little bit. Because now in hindsight, because I know the story, something you should have done on the spot, and this would have just taken care of all problems. You would have typed, all right, you know what? ASL, please. And let me explain something to you. Maybe if there's somebody young that's watching, they're going to be like, what the fuck is an ASL, please? Back in the fucking ancient period, when people used to use this fucking ancient technology called AOL Instant Messenger, people would go into chat rooms and type ASL, please. Even in fucking BBS shit, they even used to do it. That means age, sex, location, please.
Right.
Now, the thing is, if they don't know what the fuck ASL, please is, that means that they're under 18. Fuck it. That means they're under 24.
It's better than asking
automatically, it's a deal breaker. If they don't know what ASL, please is, that's the quality control fucking technique. Like, you type it, they type, huh? Block their ass.
See, kids, this is what you do before just sending naked pics or pics of your ass or your penis or something. You do ASL. This is how you prevent yourself from ending up in prison or in the back of the van or someone's basement.
And putting lotion on your fucking skin, or you get coughs again.
Yeah. So
now remember, this is an educational program.
Yes, we're trying to help you guys, okay? So don't just go sending off pictures of yourself. Type ASL and see what the response you get. It's better than asking for an actual ID.
Yeah, if you don't know what that means, of your dick, it's going up on 4chan.
Yes.
Or our new forum section.
Yes. ObsoleteGamer.com/forums.
God damn it, dude.
Well, look, this show we have to plug shit because Ignacio got on me for not plugging shit enough. We're plugging the hell out of this show. This is gonna be
speaking of which, our new sponsor for Lauderdale's own LaCroix, it's flavored club soda, basically.
It has an X at the end, but you don't pronounce that shit, and I forgot why. So I have to go back to Miami-Dade College for them to tell me.
Dude, don't plug them.
Okay. So with the story, I was at that crossroads where you want to be like, oh, it's a girl, but at the same time, this shit is weird. I don't want to end up with some catfish shit. And it also could be a guy. Yeah. So I don't know, man, what's going on at this point. So, I like to troll. This is a trolling show as well. Okay, so my response is, I decided to go the girlfriend route. So I reply, oh, I'm sorry, but I can't really do this. You seem nice as all as well, but I have a girlfriend, right? quick, fast, in a hurry, this person responds, "Oh, well, she won't be jealous." And I'm just thinking to myself, okay,
bitch, please.
Let's cover this.
Ladies, leave.
People of the internet, give me your opinions, okay? First of all, this person doesn't know anything about me.
Or anything at all.
Right, and I just said that I have a girlfriend, okay? I mean, at least in League of Legends world, you should reply with, "Yeah, right, you ain't got shit," right? But no, this person says she's not going to be jealous. So I reply, well, she may not be jealous, but she wouldn't appreciate that. And then the next response is, well, we can make it a three-way. Okay, now I know it's a bunch of bullshit because I'm not that lucky. I'm just not that lucky. I'm not lucky to have a girlfriend. I'm certainly not lucky enough to have two of them. And then they have them both together in the same room. I mean, come on, man. I'm not rolling sevens like that. What the fuck, man? So then at this point, I'm like, okay, let's get real like this. I'm like, this must be therapy. So I start typing shit. I'm like, okay, well, you have no idea what I look like. I could be hideous and shit. I could be a mutant, a freak. I'm like, you don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, look at my last name. I could be like some stinky ass French. Oh, wait, I can't say that on YouTube, right? Okay, yeah, never mind. But I could be just a terrible, terrible person sponsored by LaCroix.
LaCroix sponsored LaRock.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. So this person that we assume is a woman replies, "Sex got no eyes."
I guess they're used to just, oh my God, no, I can't even say that on the show.
Sex has no eyes.
Yeah, but you know what that means?
That's like brown bag, bro.
That's not even that. That means that they're like, they close their eyes when they got molested by who knows who.
Well, I mean,
okay. And that's me saying it in a nice way.
Obviously, my preferred style is
doggy style. Every fucking rape culture thing ever.
Yeah, I mean, look, doggy style is my preferred style. So yes, you wouldn't be facing me. So I guess that does work. But still, I mean, that's not the response that I expected, you know? So at this point, I'm kind of like, I'm shook.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Sure, go ahead. Because
we can't talk about MOBAs later because they forbid us.
Yeah.
Isn't League of Legends rated E for everyone?
Well, that's the point. I guess she rated me E for everyone.
Rapists are people too.
I responded to her. I was like, well, I don't think she'd be down for that. And then she's like, well, give me your Snapchat or whatever, or Kick, and I could convince her.
Wow.
And for a moment, I forgot that I don't have a girlfriend, because I was actually thinking like, wait, maybe she could convince this imaginary girlfriend that I have. And then I realized that all of this is fake. And then I just started to think about like, what was her end game here? Like, was she going to send me like a link? You know, it's like those back in the day with AOL. Like this again for you kids that don't understand what I'm talking about.
Well, let me ask you a question, because this is a trolling show.
Yeah.
Because I had a situation similar to this, where people are asking me for fucking information. See, I'm not a very nice person sometimes. So there's ways that you can take advantage of these situations. So if they want to know what my girlfriend's email is, see, when you get fired from a job or a guy treats you like a complete asshole at a job and they have a unified email account that they receive all their shit at, that's when you give them that boss's email. Oh, you want to talk to her? Write her an email.
That's what I gotta do. I just gotta start getting like Snapchat. Hey, by the way, if anybody wants to send me Snapchats and Kick accounts that I can give people that I meet in League of Legends, just send them to us. Post it on our Facebook, and we'll put links like right here, and then we'll give it to them when next time. Because I'm obviously so damn sexy that this is gonna happen again. So you know, and my gameplay is legendary. So there you go. J.A. LaRock on League of Legends. You'll see me just stinking it up. But every once in a while, I'll have a great game that is so damn great, hot girls will come out the woodwork to have sex with me on Snapchat.
The number 3, some PLZ. That's how you know it's a trap.
Yeah. The funny thing is that she never actually, whatever, never actually asked for any more information. Like I kept asking her
questions. Are unnecessary because she just brown bags that shit.
Yeah, I guess the point was, you know how they say that women like confidence? I kept convincing her how hideous I am. So I think that, she got turned off because I didn't just immediately give her my Snapchat, which I don't even remember what my Snapchat account is. And she like unfriended me because it's like maybe she was really horny or something. And besides, look,
what if she's like, you're so fucking humble, I'm getting
The thing is, man, I can't do this text chat, texting, dude. That doesn't work for me, man. Oh baby, touch me there. Over video and no, man. I can't do that anyway. Like, what did that do for me, man?
90s, dude.
Look, for all you guys that like that stuff, and girls too, cool. But look, that was my League of Legends adventure, and I never expected that to happen. Look, I know people that have met people on game and had sex and had the unfortunate accident. I mean, loving, fortunate awesomeness of having kids. But yeah, that doesn't occur with me. So I was just shocked to have that happen. So I just can't. I can't deal with having that, happen.
Hey, are you there?
That kind of encounter. Yeah, I'm still.
Yeah, for some fucking reason, it had locked me out of my email, this thing, and YouTube at the same time. So
I think it was your awesome comments.
The NSA is like, he just said the girl got wet. Cut it.
So yeah, that was my adventure, and then of course after that, right after that, I was like, well, what am I going to follow that up with? So I had to quit out of League of Legends and then move right on to the next step, was jumping on the Facebook. And then I get a message, and a friend of mine is like, hey, you got to check this out. There's this whole genre of porn where there's girls who are having sex while playing video games. And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? So he sends me this link. And there's girls playing video games while having sex on porn sites.
Which, by the way, was an idea that I had years ago, back when we used to work in Alienware.
You're a visionary.
I think it was like the second conversation we ever had. Once I realized that, it's like, hey, wait, there's no girls in this room.
After, hi, my name is Ignacio.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys want to get rich? Let's do this. And everybody thought it was crazy. And then somebody made Twitch, and well.
So, of course, being just in a heightened state after my League of Legends encounter, I clicked on the link, and it's pretty much what you can imagine for all you perverts out there like me. And it's, a girl. And I admit, it didn't look like how you would think. For anyone who's watched porn out there, it didn't look like those really cheap, fake.
Like those ads that they have?
Yeah, like, how you see those girls who look like they never played games before, or don't even know anything about games. They're holding the controller all wrong. They don't look like they're into the game. It just looks like someone just made like a really cheap porno and they're just pretending. This didn't look like this. This looked like they were playing all types of games, like real games. And the person looked like they were really playing the video game. But they're being like
they're getting banged. But they're not focusing on that because they don't fucking care. It's just a job to them. They're trying to score high scores on the game. They're trying to not get a low kill to death ratio. They're trying to get the fucking inhibitor.
Well, this person was playing I think Uncharted or something. It looked like it. It starts out with a person she's like kneeling on the desk. No, I'm sorry, on the couch, playing like Uncharted, and she was like into it. It looked like a regular person like playing it. And when I first watched it, I didn't even think it was a porno, because she was fully clothed and was playing it, and like I'm watching the game, like I'm actually watching. Like I look at the girl, and I look at the game, and my eyes is actually on the game. And
I have a fucked up imagination, because all of a sudden I was like, man, what would be like the hardest fucking thing for a girl to do while she's playing a game? So like, what would be the most fucked up thing she could be doing? And I was like, okay, what if she's giving the guy a blowjob, right? And then it's like, well, it's gonna be hard to look at the screen, right? Because like her head has to be facing downwards, so the guy himself is not a monitor. So I was like, well, there's now, because it's the fucking future, a solution to that. She could be using an Oculus Rift thing.
Thank God.
So she could be using that as a screen. So it's like some weird source of fetish where...
I guess it depends on the guy too, you know?
It's like a cyborg having sex. God damn it. I mean, you said the show is going to be fucked up, but this is like a new low for us.
Well, look, but I mean, this is like a good 10 minutes of her playing this game, and I'm just there like, oh, well, okay, so I'm really watching her play this game. So I'm paying attention to see if she's actually playing this game right. And I think it was like Uncharted 3 or something. Yeah. So I know this game by watching my friends play. I never had the play. I think it was PlayStation 3. I didn't have the PS3. So she's playing the game, and I'm like, wow, she's playing well. She's not like just running around getting killed. Next thing you know, like the guy just comes up, yanks off her pants, and starts doing her. And she's still playing the game and playing it well.
Well,
which
let me explain
bonus
something.
Points for, because I've seen some of those videos on Twitch where some of these fake gamer girls, and I'm not dissing the real gamer girls who play, because I know plenty of y'all that kick ass and kick the guy's ass. So I'm not talking about you. Don't send us angry letters. Well, you can send us angry letters. That's fine. But I'm talking about the fake gamer girls who can't even play games on there. This girl getting banged was still whooping ass in this game while getting banged. So I have to give extra points for that.
Well, let me explain something. There's a workaround that they could do. Like, you don't know how they're doing these video streams exactly. So like, there could be somebody else also that's actually playing the game, and she's just holding the controller and just pushing anything.
See, now
that's what I would do for quality control. That's what I would do if I had to do that. But
you're accusing her of cheating, sir. Is that what you're doing? Now you're disparaging this hard-working girl who only joined this porno company so that she could get through college and play some Uncharted.
Come on, that's just an old fucking stripper story, okay? She wants money, motherfucker. I don't care what she's gonna do with it.
You're accusing her of cheating, sir. I am disappointed in you.
Yeah.
The orgasm was real. The moaning was real. The gameplay was real.
It better be real.
I can tell. I've logged over 10,000 hours of porn watching, so I'm an expert.
That's it?
I said over. I know what I'm doing, sir. Oh, God. And I know when girls fake it. I do.
Like when they say I love you, it's real. Anyways.
Yeah, okay.
This show is becoming too deep, bro. These fucking reactions of life experiences are they're too much for a comedy show that's rated E for everyone.
Look, I have to get all this out so that when we do the Obsolete Gamer Show, I can be professional. Otherwise,
I thought we were doing the Obsolete Gamer Show.
No, this is you don't get the show because otherwise, when we do the Obsolete Gamer Show, then we're going to mess up and then we're going to push away the serious guests. So this is the show so that we can do
the show where only the deranged motherfuckers that post all the time on our fucking websites.
Yes, this is for the people who will either like us, like on our Facebook.
This is for the Patreon contributors.
Right. Or this is for the people who might downvote us. This is for all of you on the Derek Smart YouTube who give us downvotes.
This is for the Reddit fucking kids that just they watch 5 seconds and downvote.
Yes. This is for all the Bernie Sanders voters who is upset that Bernie Sanders didn't win. This is for all you.
Damn it, no politics shit.
I just had to throw everything in to cause all the anger all at once. But look, okay, but that's not actually what this topic is actually about. This was just the lead-in for that. Okay, so I watched. I watched the video, and so it finishes, and I'm like, okay. So at this point, she's playing, but I guess the guy's so good at his craft that she just like throws down the controller, and she's like, okay, you're too damn good at sexing me, take me, and then they finish and blah blah, and that's the end of the video, right? So I'm like, okay, wow. And then I see that there's tons of other videos just like that, the exact same thing. And I'm like, wow, there's a whole genre of these type of videos. But then what really struck me was, now I want a completely porn site. There's regular gameplay videos. Overwatch, Call of Duty, League of Legends, Skyrim. And I'm like, okay, is there porn in here? So I click on one for Overwatch and I watch it. I start fast forwarding because it was like 20 minutes long. I'm thinking, okay, maybe they embedded porn or something, or maybe there's moaning or something X-rated in here. No, the entire video plays. It's a regular Overwatch gameplay video that you could see on, you know, any Let's Play, YouTube, Plays TV, whatever, Twitch, anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, and it had a lot of views too. I think it was like
the thing 10,000
views.
It's a trap, because then when somebody goes and does a search and they did their SEO right, hey, you know what? Most people click on YouTube. Most people click on Twitch. You know what? Fuck it. Pornhub this shit right now. They click on it and they're like, I think I'm going to subscribe to this porn website now.
Now, we're not sponsored by Pornhub, but...
We're not sponsored by anything, right?
But...
Call us.
All right. So, I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, I guess it is a trap. And I'm just thinking to myself, you know, it's like a one-stop shop. It's kind of like when you go to the mall and you have a grocery store and a drugstore and a laundromat, and, you know, you have the red box so you can rent your movies. So this is great. You know, you have your porn, and then you're like, hey, look, now I can watch my gameplay. So you can jack off, then you can go watch the gameplay. And, you know, it's like a lonely geek, nerd, gamer paradise all in one.
Synergy, baby, synergy.
Yeah, it's all connected. I like that, man.
You gotta market that shit right.
Yeah. If anyone knows how to do that SEO, it's porn. Because, I mean, it is a rabbit hole. Because once you start clicking on those links, they just keep opening. Like, you open them one. Sometimes you click. You know what's the worst thing about some of those porn videos is that you click on, especially when you go to the tube ones and you click on the video and you think it's going to open the video you want, and it opens another video. And at first you're mad. You're like, this ain't my video. And you're like, oh, that's some interesting shit. Then you watch that one. And then you go back and you're like, well, I still want to watch this one. You click on it, it opens another page full of videos. And next thing you know, you missed work. And
you missed work? What the fuck?
I'm not saying.
What are you, the Italian stallion?
Okay, I didn't miss work. I was working from home and I didn't do my work. So okay, let me.
Well, you did work. You just didn't do the actual work you were supposed to do.
Okay, yeah. Let me clarify.
You worked.
I did a different time.
Next.
I got paid. That's what.
Well, you got something, all right.
Yeah, I got.
You got your. I was gonna say you got your hand pregnant.
God, no. No pregnant.
You like how my mind works? I mean, we did a rehearsal earlier about shit we were going to talk about, and none of the things I'm saying were brought up.
Well, no, but you don't want it to be too scripted. I mean, you want to kind of have an idea, but, you know.
Yeah, but I'm fucked up, so anything that I come up with on the spot, I just say it instead.
That's part of what we're here for, but yeah.
Oh, I see.
So how are we doing, guys? You like the show?
Subscribe already.
Yeah, I don't care. But, yeah. I mean, I do, but I don't.
All right.
But look, we do actually have some news, and what's great is that on our Facebook page, where you can see up here how to get there, we do have great people that are giving us content to look at, and Justin showed us this. It's interesting because this story is not so much about giving props to the company, in this case, Blizzard. It's more giving it to the community, giving it to gamers, because there's people out there who, create servers, private servers, mods, and that's one of these things that over time has become really big in the gaming community. Like, with Fallout 4, I was hanging out at a friend's house and seeing all the mods that they do to make Fallout 4 look so much, more awesome. Man, I've seen a new code for that. I didn't know that all the skins are the same. I mean, I guess I should have realized that, but when I see them new, like all the boobs are the same, I was like, damn. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping that, in the future, or the people had different boob sizes, but I guess
I want the nipple to be offset by 3 degrees to this angle.
Yeah, but everyone had the same boobs. Like that's a terrible. Like it's like everyone gets naked and it's like everyone's exactly the same. That would be.
They're fucking clones.
Yeah, that's a terrible future.
They're androids.
But so basically, there's a server that was created by this group. And you could play like vanilla WoW.
Which, I mean, probably if you're watching the show, you probably know what that means, but it's basically one of the original builds of the game before they dumbed it down.
Yeah, and this group, Nostalrius, they created this this private server where you could log on and you could play like the old school WoW, which a lot of people were clamoring for. They didn't like all the expansions like Cataclysm and stuff like that. So you could play it, and people enjoyed it. And then, of course, as it got bigger, Blizzard came and shut it down. They're like, you can't have that. This is our property. Bam! They shut it down. Of course, people were upset. They were mad. They're like, hey, we're just here having fun. We were going to play your shit anyway, so why don't you let us have some fun? Well, what do you think happens after time?
Well, maybe they didn't say it exactly like that. Maybe they were like, hey, I used to play your game, but I like this build of the game more, and you don't have it anymore.
Well, yeah.
I bought your fucking game, so I could do whatever I want. And then Blizzard's like, legally you can't.
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot of people played, some of the expansion, but they quit. And then they said, hey, I like the old version better. And they weren't going to play any of the new version anymore, or they weren't interested in the new version anymore. They liked the old, vanilla version. And this was a good, stable. I mean, there's others out there, but this was one that was stable, and this group took care of it, and it was, they could play it. But what happened is, and I guess I'm speculating, but with the dropout in subscribers for WoW, that's now, the live WoW, you saw so many people leave. They just kept posting about, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million subscribers drop. You keep hearing about when you log into Battlegrounds, it's just bot city. That there's hardly anyone playing. Even with the announcement of Legion coming out, I mean, yeah, you have people talking about, oh, I'm going to resubscribe. But what's going to happen? People are going to log in for a little while and then quit. Well, the group had a meeting with executives, like high-up executives, not just some little PR group, high executives, and they talked about bringing them in and relaunching an actual vanilla server, like legitly through, Activision Blizzard. And it was originally going to be like a 2-hour meeting, and it turned into a 5-hour meeting. And they talked about like the logistics of it, like how they had some of the assets, but they were missing like some of the key pieces, which to me, I thought that was one of the interesting things about it. Cause they were saying like here that they have the server, but they don't have the older assets from earlier patches. And I'm just thinking to myself, wow, that sounds weird. Like you would think Blizzard keeps that archive somewhere, right?
Well, it depends on how they back up their shit.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I guess the logistics of it.
I mean, if they weren't thorough, they're not gonna have it.
Yeah, so it looks like it's something they want to do, but they have to, I guess, recreate some of the things. that would be possible to make it polished. Like, that's the whole thing with Blizzard. Has to be perfect, right? Because all the expansions have been perfect, as anyone who's played any of World of Warcraft knows. But, I mean, the cool thing is the fact that they did meet with these guys. They did talk it out. Like I said, 2-hour meeting or 5-hour meeting. And it may be something that comes out. So, again, this isn't so much of a props to World of Warcraft. It's more like props to these guys for having something that was cool that so many people liked, and then it ended up being something that even Blizzard had to come to and say, hey, this is something so awesome, so many people are into, let me try and scoop it up. And I think that this speaks to just the gaming community, because just like I said, with mods and everything else, how many times have we seen in gaming where people have created something, gamers usually, what am I saying? Usually, pretty much 90% of the time, it's for free. It's just because they like it. They put it out there. Other gamers download it, add it to the game. And the next thing you know, the company says, hey, that's some cool shit. And then they add it in the patch. And the next thing you know, it's part of the legit game. And once again, we have another example of that.
I mean, basically, the way that I see it is they're now going back and being like, oh, fuck, we fucked up because we canned the server, and now we got all this bad PR. Now, if they were smart about it, because, I mean, I know they're doing it to try to fix some of that bad PR. The Warcraft movie just came out. It's got bad reviews. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if it's any good, but it looks like a fucking... it looks like the cutscenes from the movie. It looks like a video game. It looks like a rendered video game.
25% Rotten Tomatoes.
So, I mean, if Blizzard Activision has a shitload of money, if these guys that did the private server did a good job, and if they get maybe some of the files that they needed in order to make it run even better, if they were smart, they would make like a separate game mode for World of Warcraft. Hire these guys, because there's only like 2 or 3 people. Think about how much fucking money Blizzard has. And they would save face then and be like, hey, if you think the regular game is too hard, go back and play Vanilla WoW or call it Classic WoW. And just have it be as an optional game mode in Battle.net that you could play for World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't cost them almost anything because these guys already did a lot of the fucking getting the server running. And then you can find a way to monetize it if you wanted to get greedy again.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought with all the issues that they already had with separating like the battlegrounds with the PvE aspect of the game, it's like, what would happen if you could actually separate the two? And of course, there was always a problem with doing that. How would you be able to do that after the game's live? But so many people love that aspect of the battlegrounds and the arena and stuff like that. I was like, man, if you actually could split that and not have the game be so impacted where it's like, oh, this is overpowered in the arena. Oh, this is overpowered in battlegrounds. Oh my God, I nerfed something so badly now in the PvE game. So when I go on raids, this isn't affected because in arena it's bad.
Yeah.
But that's neither here or there. The important part is that I guess when you're struggling, that's when the executives finally come out to the people, because if they still had their big subscriber numbers, this wouldn't happen. Let's be honest.
That's the other thing that I don't think they realized, that pretty much people just in general have been burning out on MMORPGs. I mean, EverQuest 1 was already out, and like Ultima Online was already out before even World of Warcraft came around. There's other alternatives like Guild Wars. There's almost every single game now in that entire genre is a free-to-play thing. There's stuff like WildStar that just went on Steam that it's not doing good. There's a bunch of shit that just gets shut down because nobody fucking plays it. People are just burning out on those kind of games. And if you look at the top online games right now, they're League of Legends and they're Dota 2.
Yeah.
And those are MOBAs, which are basically a really dumbed down RTS game because people are bad at managing multiple units. Those RTS games in general pretty much died, other than people playing them as MOBAs because they're easier and people like easy things. So, other than if they reinvent World of Warcraft, what's gonna happen? They're gonna continue to die off some more. That's just people getting tired of it.
They just need more units so they can throw it in Legion. I mean, not Legion, in Heroes of the Storm. That's also become a lot of bots. Oh my God, how many times have I logged into Heroes of the Storm?
Oh, no, yeah.
And it's bot city. I mean, good God. I was in a game once and the person goes, hey, so I'm setting my bot. I mean, this guy says it just in general.
In general chat, yeah.
I'm setting my bot. Do you want it to be healer or damage? No one else responds because they're all bots too. And the guy's like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess you guys are bots too. I guess I'll just set it to damage. Okay, bye. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And also, we had a network of Diablo 2 botters, and I'm not gonna say no names. And there was a massive wave. Yeah, there was a massive wave of bans because I guess finally Blizzard was like, yeah, we can't have 70-80% of people botting in Diablo 2. So they finally Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and they finally did a ban of that. So they probably emptied out Diablo 3.
Well, basically they emptied it out because it's like, hey, if they're gonna just have bots running and we're gonna have server stuff, we're not gonna pay for the server, so fuck the bots.
Yeah.
It's mainly to save on maintenance cost.
Speaking of the World of Warcraft movie, not only is it getting 25% on Rotten Tomatoes, when you told me that, I was looking around and I realized I have T-Mobile. Do you know that one of the things that they were doing, they have this app where they give you like free stuff? Yeah. You know how you can tell that they kind of are worried about a movie not doing well? One of the things that they were giving away for free on the app was World of Warcraft tickets.
Oh, they were giving just the tickets away for free?
Yeah, and you don't see that a lot unless they're worried a movie's not going to do well.
Oh, I thought you were talking about what I was hinting at earlier, that if you buy a movie ticket on a specific time and they give you the entire game for free.
Oh, well, yeah.
Because basically the movie is an ad for the game.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Xbox One, they were like, oh, we're going to give it to a bunch of like establishments and restaurants and stuff and like that because you can watch the NFL and this. I'm like, wait a minute. Is this how you're going to say that you sold units? By giving away to a bunch of stores and restaurants and be like, hey, we've sold, millions and millions of units. And like, wait, sold? Or are you adding the units you gave away as part of that package? Sneaky, sneaky.
Yeah, it's like, hey, go out and hand out these pamphlets. All right, cool. The guy goes into a mall. He just goes into the food court and he drops like 1,000 pamphlets. All right, job's done.
Yeah, it's like when we at the Jimmy Kimmel, they just give out fucking passes and fill up the place and be like, look, we're packed. Yeah, I still hate you, Jimmy Kimmel, you fuck.
Guy on the street, hey, you look like a sucker. Would you like to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show? Well, fuck you, sir.
You potato-giving motherfucker.
Ah, potatoes.
All right, so we like our fans. We love our fans over on our Facebook page, and we asked for them to give us some questions on our Ask an Obsolete Gamer. So we got some really good questions. We wanted to get more crazy questions, and they ended up asking us serious questions, which taxed our brain. And we don't like taxing our brain. But because we like you guys and we want more interaction from our fans, we will answer all these questions. And the first question we got was from Krista, and she asked us, what is the best experience you had in a multiplayer game, and which community do you think was the worst? I'll start with, as far as MMO, because I mean, I guess it could be both, like MMO, non-MMO. I would say in an MMO, one of the best that I had was back in EverQuest, and that was just camping out for the Golden Afridi boots, which was, you had the Afridi, which was deep in a dungeon, and I had a group of friends, and it was back when you actually had what they called like placeholders. you could kill the Afridi, and they may not drop the golden Afridi boots. They would drop like something else. But not only that, the Afridi may not spawn. It may be something called like Avatar of the Afridi. So you had spawn timers, so you had to wait, and you might have the wrong guy, or you might get the right guy, and he may not drop what you need. So just think about that for today's gamers. You had to wait maybe a half hour for this guy to spawn. But still, what was fun about it is you had maybe like 10 of your friends that you actually knew would battle down to this guy. You had to hold the camp because it wasn't instant. Well, it was an instance dungeon, but everybody could come inside that dungeon. So you had to protect it, fight for it, and then get it. So I mean, just being in that dungeon, fighting for it, finally getting it, and then you kind of held it with pride. So I mean, that was my experience. And as far as non-MMO, it has to be like Quake 2, just because going into like a Rocket Arena match and battling out 30 on 30 in those 60-player matches, just for back in the day was great, especially if you did it at a LAN party and you actually was in a room with like 100 people playing in a 30 versus 30 match. I mean, I still don't have anything like that. Like even in Battlefield, you can have a cool match, but it's nothing like being in a LAN party and having something like that. And worst community, I mean, that's hard, man. It's easy to say like MOBAs, but they kind of said not.
We can't answer MOBAs because automatically the answer is MOBAs for the modern day. As far as computer games go, for consoles, all of Xbox.
Yeah, Xbox Live, man. Because even when you try to be nice, someone will troll you. Like you'll try and be nice to somebody, and then somebody will just break it up. Like you could be at a funeral, and somebody will just yell out something racist or homophobic, just to break up the nice.
Because they can.
Yeah, just because they can.
Because they're 12.
What about you?
They're 7. All right. The best experience that I had in an MMO, which is actually like a story where like I did trolling and griefing, was in the game Auto Assault during a special event that they had been advertising for 2 months. It was in the end game PvP area where it's basically there's a bunch of like PV monsters that are like ridiculous. Like let's say your car had 3,000 hit points. A giant spider would appear with 250,000 hit points, and you have to kill that. So the 3 different game masters for the game appeared in one appeared in each of the different factions' home base, and they said, "Okay, gather up," because they did like a special TeamSpeak server or Ventrilo server that everybody would connect to, and they're like, all right, I'm going to spawn the spider. I think it was called Mama or something. I'm going to spawn Big Mama, and, hopefully people in your guild, in your clan, shoot it so that you get the drops. Well, I'm a fucking bastard, so I told everybody in my, I told the lieutenants on my clan to go to the different factions areas, and they brought stealth cars that are completely invisible, and I told them not to move or shoot at anything and just stay there in between the herd of enemies all around them, like a bunch of zombies, right? They're just there waiting until they shoot the fucking spider. Well, I told them to use the auto-targeting feature and target the spider as soon as it appears. So 5 times in a row, with our stealthers, we tagged the spider, and then we had all the idiots shoot at it. So pretty much with farming 5 bosses in each of the enemy areas, we farmed about playing the game for about a year in 1 hour worth of loot for my clan. So we became the most powerful clan in the game. And we got banned from the server for like about a day, but I kept all the gear.
Nice.
So, that was fun. Sorry guys, And fun online playing experience for a non-MMO was when I used to play with one of my friends from Finland, and he was drunk all the time. And we used to play Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. And he would always be asking me like the weirdest fucking questions, like explaining shit like American culture and other shit that's there on the internet. So it's a shame that back then I didn't used to record my games, but you would have seen basically like me smashing the head of a zombie with a fucking assault rifle, but while shooting 5 zombies in the head while being overrun, and you hear like fucking just chaos on the screen. And in the meantime, I'm trying to explain to him shit like the Columbine shooting, the JFK shooting, uh, fucking the civil rights movement. So it's just while he's drunk and he's like, oh, okay. So that's what I remember the most out of playing Left 4 Dead a lot. And as far as toxic communities go, I already mentioned a couple, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Xbox Live, as far as consoles go, all of it just fucking burn it to the ground. As far as MMOs go, I don't fucking know. It depends on whether they ban people or not. As far as regular games go, I would maybe say Team Fortress 2, once it became a free-to-play piece of fucking shit that it is. Because then you have all the little kids coming on there and just leaving their mic on the whole fucking time while they play Justin Bieber shit in the background.
Oh, God, that's so annoying. Yes.
Although the funniest shit ever was when I was playing Counter-Strike and some racist fuck called an Indian guy a towel head or some other fucking shit. And then the guy's like, I am not a towel head. I am Indian. And he's like, goddamn towel head. And the guy, just to troll him, streamed in a Muslim prayers 24 hours a day channel of just them going, Yalla, yeah. And the guy's like, God damn! And he starts saying all these fucking racist things. And I basically laughed for about 10 minutes. Like, I couldn't breathe. And that's the day that the real terrorist won. But
I gotta find this thing. This person posted. It was on YouTube, and it's this kid who was like just saying racist stuff. And I guess he thought he wasn't saying it that loud, but it was like some Counter-Strike, and he was like saying just race, like every racist thing he could think of.
Everything.
You could literally tell he was like 10 or 12. But the funny thing about it is that if you listen to it, you could tell that he was kind of talking loud, but it was mic loud, where he was speaking into the mic loud, but not like if you were in his room, he wasn't that loud.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's important to distinguish that is that towards the end of the video, you hear his mom. And then you hear him get his ass beat at the end of the video. And that's the greatest thing in the world.
You need to find that shit and post it if you can.
Yeah. If I can find it, we'll put it in the next show. Because that's one of the best things ever. I think it has like 15 million views or something.
Well, put that shit and put the angry German kid, because that's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Where he's fucking complaining because he has a bad internet connection and he has to download about 200 megabytes of maps for Unreal Tournament. He's just breaking his keyboard the whole time.
All right, so the next question from Krista, she asked, what game that has recently been released do you think will stand the test of time? Similar how Age of Empires 2 and Minecraft and also WoW have stuck around for ages, and why? See, that's the thing. Both of us, we kind of talked about this before the show, and we don't really think that there isn't anything that's going to. Like, even WoW. Like, I kind of understand your point, but, like, think about WoW. WoW is one of those things where friendships kind of made it stick around, and expansions.
Yeah, your friends playing it is what makes you want to keep playing it.
Yeah, like, that and expansions. Like, even though we talked about the vanilla server, people want to play it, but a lot of that even came from the friendships that you established, how much content was in it and how long you play with that content. Think about like old classic games. You know, like you played like Mega Man. See, I grew up with consoles first, so you know I remember playing like Mega Man and Zelda and things like that. I could be completely alone or with friends and play that for hours. I could still load it up today. So that's what I consider standing the test of time. Now, there's some computer games that are like that, but today I don't know. Like, you know, I was saying like even like you know, like Arkham Asylum. Like they just came out with a remake with that. Now, the remake, as you've seen, like if you've seen the news, the graphics aren't even that are better. They've messed up and they look worse. But even before
or like
that,
the PC version that you can't even fucking play, basically.
right. But even that, like you could like that game, but they came out with Arkham City. You know, they came out with Arkham Knight. So even if you liked, you know, the Arkham, then Arkham Asylum, you still had the part 2 that was good. You still had Arkham City. So you're like, okay, I want to play that. Tomb Raider, you know, when they came out with the new Tomb Raider, they came out with the next one. You want to play that. You like Fallout 3. They come out with expansion. You know, Vegas, you want to play that. So the problem is that you don't really want to go back and play the older version that much anymore because they're so quick to come out with these sequels or an expansion pack or DLC. You don't have that time. Where like even though you did have, you know, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, they were different enough where you still would like to, you'd be like, man, you know what? I did enjoy Super Mario Brothers 3. Even though Super Mario World was awesome, I could still go play Super Mario 3. So that's kind of the problem that I have. Minecraft is one of those games where I think is kind of different. Yeah, they do add expansions to Minecraft, but since it's a building game and things like that, and it's a creation game, an imagination game, you have a point there where that is something where I think it can have a more life, you know, extending because you're building something. It's like Legos, you know.
Yeah, it's basically Legos, the video game almost.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much we have come down to the part where, like, yeah, shit in the 80s was like, you maybe had a game and you had maybe one sequel to it most of the time. For stuff in the 80s, maybe a third sequel. But it's come down to we're down to the age where it's like, you pretty much expect shit like a fucking new Call of Duty game every year. You expect a new Battlefield to come out once every year or two. A new fucking NFL game comes out every year, even though it's almost the same game every time, except that they change the press releases or whatever shit, like the fucking press about, ooh, wow, that's exciting. Wow, my guy said that he's gonna sign. Wow, amazing. Unless there's a game coming out that basically either creates a new genre or creates its own cult following, almost nothing's gonna stand the test of time effectively. Because think about this, it's like maybe to us, going back and playing Miss Pac-Man is it's a timeless game. Well, are you gonna be able to say that 100 years from now?
Yeah,
maybe a few people might like it. Let's say 100 years from now, but are they gonna remember it? Maybe a historian guy will. Maybe a guy that's like, I have to play every fucking major video game since the beginning of time. Maybe. Who knows? But regarding like, hey, the new Doom game is out. Are you still playing it? Like, that shit came out a month ago. Are you still playing it? A lot of the people on our channel, like, they already stopped playing it to go play stuff like Overwatch. Are they going to play Overwatch 6 months from now? Probably not. I don't know. I'm not going to guess on that. I mean, you could say League of Legends is timeless, but effectively League of Legends is Dota. It's a reskinned Dota 1. And Dota 2 is just a reskinned Dota 1 again. And you have other stuff like Heroes of New Earth. They come and go. But they're effectively Dota 1, which is a fucking mod for Warcraft 3. So are you saying everybody's playing Warcraft 3? Not really. They're playing a mod on it, which has been repackaged and remarketed. So that's trending now for this year. Who knows if people are going to be interested in that 10 years from now? Maybe. Maybe it's just a formula that's going to stand the test of time. We don't know. But as far as like stuff that's came out recently, there's nothing that I see recent that's gonna maybe stand the test of time.
And of course, it's not like you get to play everything, you know. And there's some games that may sneak through. Like I played some indie games that they look like there's something that you may want to play later, and you might be like, man, this is a fun game. You know, like some of the Telltale games, they have a story to it where you may be like, man, this was an interesting story. I'd like to go back and play it. But I don't know if that even those games are something that you'd say, I want to keep playing.
Well, exactly. I play pretty much all the Telltale games, and I play the fucking shit out of it when I'm playing it, but I don't go back and be like, oh, let me go and replay Season 1 for The Walking Dead. I already played it, and I've already... At least the way that I played it is like I made my choices, and if I liked my choices, I won't go back and replay it. If I want to play an alternate timeline, then I go back and play, and then I play the following game with the imported save file for that alternate timeline. Otherwise, I don't fucking bother to do it. But most of the time, I like my choices anyways, or I play like, hey, you know what? I fucked up, and I'm going to live with my consequences, because those games are based on building up on the choices you made. And in real life, I can't rewind time and fucking undo shit that I did. So I would rather play like that than fucking being able to load and rewrite history.
Yeah,
although if I could, I would, but I can't. So
yeah, and some games, depending on what kind of game you are, some games that have kind of like an esports component to it doesn't mean that you're an esports player, but if it has an esports component to it, like a fighting game or like let's say StarCraft, those games can kind of have a longer shelf life because you might say, I'll go play it again. Like I'll play some of the StarCraft 2 games, even though it's been out for a while, just because it'd be like, oh, that campaign was fun, or let me go back and play a little bit of it. Or a fighting game, like I'll go and play like the Marvel game because I bought it a long time ago. I'll be like, oh, let me go play a little match with Spider-Man or something, or Injustice or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's if you're that type of player. You may go back
exactly.
and play that fighting game or something. Something like that. So
certain games have kind of stood the test of time because it's a franchise that indirectly gets promoted and made to stand the test of time. So like you could say the Zelda series, the Mario series, stuff that gets played in esports like Super Smash Brothers, Street Fighter series, Mortal Kombat series, stuff like Counter-Strike, stuff like Call of Duty. So indirectly they get promoted. I mean, League of Legends. There's fucking tournaments that are huge. Are they going to be doing those tournaments 15 years from now? Who knows? Maybe. Who knows what it's even going to be? I mean, one of the things that I was thinking about when we were talking about the World of Warcraft thing is, what if they're going to have to release another Warcraft game just to be able to retain their audience? That's a possibility.
Oh, yeah.
What if they say, hey, you know what? Almost nobody plays the main part of World of Warcraft, and we're going to just specialize on Battlegrounds. So we're going to just shut down the main part where you're going around killing 50 boars and collecting shit and mining shit, and we're going to just let you play Battlegrounds only. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But that means that game would have needed to adjust in order to survive.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that still the original game? No. So that's the problem with MMOs. And another games that come out with patches. They change things, and sometimes people hate it, and then they stop playing it. And enough people quit, then it's like a domino effect of just rage quitting. Well, not even rage quitting, just people just changing. People don't liking the change, and then that's it. The market fucking adjusts to the circumstance. And that's it.
All right. So her last question was, what studios do you think get it right when it comes to game development, and what studios do you tend to avoid when there's a new release? Now, I think Bethesda, Ignacio made a good point that they kind of released the same thing, Morrowind.
Yeah, like all of their games are Morrowind. Like, sorry if you like Fallout 3 and 4, but they're fucking Morrowind with guns and no magic.
And yeah, I mean that's true, but and it's also true that, like I said before, when we were talking about with the private server and all that, that the mod community makes the game better. Like when it comes out, you like it, but then mods come out and you're like, wow, this has weather, this has different colors, this has this. Wow, this game's really awesome now. So you end up, the modders make the game what you really want it to be, and you're like, man, how come this game couldn't be this good before? But at the same time, I know that when the next Skyrim-like game comes out, it's going to be good. I know Ignacio loves the original Fallout, so he's not going to agree. But I know that when the next Fallout game comes out, I'm going to enjoy it. So, I can't fault them as a company. As far as what to avoid, man, I don't like what happened with like the whole EverQuest Next and stuff. So that's the company who I'm looking at now. The whole Daybreak or that company, I don't like them anymore now. They killed my day. My day isn't breaking anymore now. It's nighttime. So that's my answer.
I mean, for me, I can't give you a definitive answer because almost every company fucks up in one way or another. But for recent companies that I was pretty impressed by what they were able to pull off is Psyonix, the company that made Rocket League.
Yeah.
Even though at the same time, I'm telling you, like, they're fucking great, but at the same time, they shut down the game Nosgoth, which was we did a video on a while back.
Yep.
That's gone forever, basically. But at the same time, Rocket League is the second part to their rocket-powered whatever the first game was called. It's actually the sequel to that. So that's like one of the top games right now in the world for like a regular game people buy, not like a free-to-play garbage. They're doing a really good job in that one. So it's like they rolled a 20 and they keep rolling 20s on that one. And, they rolled a 1 on Nosgoth, which is sad because that game was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you a specific company because they all fuck up in one way or another. No launch is perfect. Almost every estimation for how a game is going to do is just you might as well be throwing darts at a fucking board. Unless it's like, hey, we invented the first person shooter and we marketed the fuck out of it correctly. Okay, then yeah. Like if everybody in your office is getting divorced because they're not going home because they're playing Doom or something, then yeah, you got a fucking hit. That's a good way to predict that. But other than that, there's no way to tell. Now, the other part of the question says, what studios do you tend to avoid when they announce a new release? For me, almost all of them. Just about all of them. Unless it's some fucking shit that if I see the trailer, I'm like, here's my fucking money. Here's my fucking money. Okay? Like, I spent the money on Stellaris, and I got bored of it in like a week because it's a really dumbed down game for a Paradox game. But I like it. But I'm waiting for like maybe 3 to 6 months from now when they add shit, basic shit from other games that they make, like espionage and shit like that, and more than just Conquest Victory, which is really dumb for a Paradox game. Although I like that game and I bought it for $40, not on sale. So I'll buy a game once in a while. But if you see me playing usually like a brand new game, it's pretty much because we either got it for free from the website or one of our contacts. I usually don't buy brand new games. I usually buy stuff on sale. And we're ObsoleteGamer, so I don't fucking care about playing zero-day shit. Unless it's like, like Stellaris. I wanted to play that the day that it came out because the trailer was amazing and they sold me on it. Like, I'm not playing Overwatch, and you know that. And I'm probably not going to buy it. I mean, it's too expensive right now for me when I could just go play Team Fortress 2, which I actually bought, which is now a free game. You could play Warframe. I could play other shit. But at the same time, you could say, but all your friends are playing it. Well, are they going to be playing it in a month from now? Just like everybody wanted me to play The Division, and now nobody's playing that crap, like I told you was going to happen.
Yeah, the broken Division.
Oh. How many people did they ban already for cheating? Anyways. On top of that, it's Ubisoft, which...
Blizzard used to be one of those companies that you used to count on. You know, it was like, hey, I would always get this
Blizzard game. When it was Blizzard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny too because that was like they used to be the company that would just release. It would take them a long time to release a game.
Yeah.
But then when it came out, you were like, "Oh my god, this is the shit." You know what? Blizzard used to be like James Cameron, but then all of a sudden they turned into Michael Bay.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's like, oh my god, I used to have like Terminator 2, and now I'm getting fucking Transformers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Terminator Genesis.
Oh my god. No, it's worse. We went from Terminator 2 to Ghetto Bots. That's what we got now.
I just realized that I don't even remember if I saw it or not, the one with the dinosaurs. The Dinobots. Because they look just so bad. They look like a fucking not even like a video game. It just looked awful.
And a Division, that was the only, you know how many games I've played on my computer at all types of maximum settings. And the Division was the only one that was crashing my system, had all types of visual errors and everything. And then I would like post about it. Oh, your system must suck. Yeah, okay. So every other.
Oh yeah, that's what Raul was saying to me. Raul kept complaining. He's like, "Bro, why am I waiting for you? Why am I waiting a minute for your fucking hard drive to load?" And I'm like, I don't know. If the game was coded correctly, the game would have already loaded. Oh, get an SSD.
Yeah.
The solution's never to upgrade the fucking computer. I mean, unless I'm playing on like a Windows 98 computer or the Windows XP computer. But I'm not. Right. I'm playing on a fucking thing that loads every other game in 5 seconds.
Right. We receive new games all the time with higher specs than The Division. Yet The Division was the only game that was crashing my system and having all types of errors. But it's obviously because I have a piece of shit computer. Obviously.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Justin from the website, from our Facebook page, sent in a question, says, is there a now defunct MMO that you think should have made it but didn't? And for me, honestly, even though back in the day when this was under Sony SOE's control, they didn't respond to our request for an interview, even though everyone else was. And I told them that because of that their MMO was going to go free to play and then become pretty much defunct. It was it was DC Online Universe or DC I think it was Online Universe. That's how it was called.
Disconnect Online.
Yeah, that one. Because honestly, when I first played it and I saw it was put together, I thought it was cool because unlike some of the others, you started out immediately fighting alongside like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, people like that. It wasn't like I mean, I played that game because you gave me the free trial code, and I actually I platinumed that shit. Like I did everything. I did a good guy, max level, max everything. Bad guy, max level, max everything. And I was like, all right, now I have nothing to do in this game. Right, and that's what happened. Like, you know what it kind of reminded me of? It reminded me of what happens if you have a lot of passion, and then you meet someone, and you do everything that you do on a date. And then you know nothing about the person, and then after like 30 days, you start to really realize that the person that you're with is complete shit. And then there's nothing left. It's like the movie 500 Days of Summer where the guy realizes how much of a fucking bitch the girl was. Yeah, seriously, because you play the game, and it's like, oh, you start out, great cutscenes, and every time you do a mission, you have these cutscenes, and you're fighting along Supergirl, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and you're level 1, level 2, you get new weapons, and blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, you're like, I think it was 30 was the max at the time. And then all of a sudden, the cutscenes are gone. And you have a few of the end game missions, and there's nothing left. And you're like, okay, now what? Of course, they weren't prepared for the end game.
No.
They didn't have anything else. The PvP was broken with the stun locks and all that, and you're just there like, okay, now what?
Going back in general to talking about why MMOs fail, almost every fucking single MMO has the worst endgame ever. Almost all of them. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm max level. Okay, what am I gonna do? Oh, let me go farm this fucking thing that increases my stats by 1%. Uh-huh. Wow, that's exciting. Oh, there's a 5% chance that I get an item that increases my stats by 2%. Wow. That's exciting. Let me go do that. Let me go farm a 5% chance thing. Dude, you might as well go play a fucking slot machine and blow your brains out when you're done. That's why MMOs fail, okay?
Yeah.
If that's your fucking end game, I don't know. Go back to the basics. Go play fucking Pac-Man and see what a challenging game is. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
So yeah, DC is still there, but it's free to play.
Well, it's there, but it's running on fumes.
Yeah.
Well, we already talked about Nosgoth. That's a game that we played a little bit. That we liked it, but it wasn't like our main game. But it just didn't make it. But they got Rocket League now, so they're not broke. As far as games that I've played that should have survived, or I wish they had survived, one of my top games used to be Auto Assault. I always fucking talk about that game. It's Twisted Metal plus Mad Max plus Fallout in an MMO. The problem was NetDevil was making it. From what I heard, NCSoft would always make these unreasonable demands on them, and then they eventually pulled the plug on the game. We tried to buy out the game. They fucking laughed at us, so we gave them the middle finger. And who knows what the fuck's gonna happen? Maybe a private server might come out. Who fucking knows? But it's been like 10 years since that game died. So who knows what will happen? Another game I used to play a lot. Fuck you, EA. Battleforge. Magic the Gathering plus Warcraft equals Battleforge. Okay?
Yep. Remember you got me into that.
That game was awesome. They shut it down because it's EA that's running it. Let me explain something to you. If EA comes out with an MMO, don't even bother getting it. They are automatically going to fucking shut it down. Speaking of which, another EA game that got shut down, Warhammer Online. It wasn't balanced, fuck no, but it was Warhammer. And Warhammer's pretty cool, and they had region versus region warfare. So it's gone because it's EA, and fuck you. So that's my list of shit that comes to the top of my head right now. Because I usually like to play MMOs that when I do play them, simply because I'm playing them, it's pretty much a death sentence. I only play shit that gets shut down. So, hey, if you want WildStar to get shut down, I'll go install it right now, and it will get shut down.
You should have played Asheron's Call 2 then.
Which one? Oh, Asheron's Call 2?
For you kids, go look that up. That's all I'm going to say.
That's from the Dark Ages, basically.
Yeah. Yep, that's absolutely
Dark Age of Camelot. Oh, wait. God damn. That's another one.
Annika Online, or as we call Fabian Online. That's an inside joke. You can't look that up, kids.
Don't look up Fabian. You'll get them in trouble with the FBI.
Yeah. Yes.
No, like literally.
Justin's last question is, what game do you think had the most influence on the medium as a whole, and why? And since you just said game.
Yeah, you said game, so we're going to troll you.
Yes, my answer is Ball in a Cup, Mexico's #1 game for over 400 years.
How about kicking the can? You forgot that one.
Wait, is that how soccer was invented? Oh, wait, didn't have cans back then?
Fuck yeah, that's how soccer gets played right now.
I'm sorry, football.
Football. Yeah, but you're also forgetting tag.
Oh yeah,
That's
tag.
that's one of the first PvP games ever.
Isn't that how they got slaves? Because I was reading African studies, and they told me that's how slavery started. Is tag.
Well, not really. I mean, fucking, there was slavery even before they invented Africa.
Oh yeah. Wait. Africa was invented.
Dude, there was
Stop
probably
rewriting history,
slavery.
Ignacio.
There's slavery in fucking prehistory. Okay. There's slavery
Yeah,
in
the
fucking
dinosaurs were slaves.
period. Okay.
You see what happens when you don't put these questions correctly, Justin? We're calling you out.
Anyways, I was gonna say, if you want it to be a game and not something like tag or kick the can or kick the crippled guy in town or poke him in the eye with a stick and then run, or calling somebody a witch, you're a witch, you're a witch. Because that's a game, and until they get burnt, and then you just laugh like everybody else does. Yo, witch, burn them. I guess you could say chess. That's an influential game. Poker. That's an influential game. Monopoly.
Wait, poker? Is that how sex started?
Poker.
Oh.
Yeah, poker. Those are influential games.
Oh man.
You didn't say video game. Sorry, brother.
Yeah.
Those are games that are older than video games.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially the witch one. Yo, witch! The witching hour!
Oh man. Yeah.
Wait, didn't we have another question we needed to answer?
Yeah. Well, these are from the basement. From the basement, we had from
the freaks and geeks.
Yeah, we had. Do you wear pants?
And I told you my answer was gonna be, don't make me stand.
Yeah. I have a little story about that to answer your question.
Oh boy.
So
Don't say it. Don't say what I think.
No, you haven't heard this story. I got some Super Mario Brother pants, but these pants, I guess you're supposed to wear as like pajama pants, and they're like shorts. So I was like, oh, okay. And the person that got me is a female. So she was like, oh, she's like, post a picture on Facebook of your pants. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was in the bathroom and I was trying to take a picture of just the pants. So I was like, I had the camera and I was like trying to angle it to get a picture, and I kept like trying to angle it right. So I finally got a good picture showing like the whole pants. Well, I accidentally didn't realize that when I took the picture, I kind of was like poking out a little bit. Luckily,
You're like penis?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
okay.
Now, luckily, not that many people saw the picture before I was alerted. The problem was the person that alerted it to me was her mom.
Let me ask you a question. And this is confidential.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do like Fight Club that you're gonna just flash a picture?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, so don't rewind.
That's been deleted, man.
I see. It's been purged.
I'm wearing those pants now, by the way. I always wear those comfy pants when I do the show because I get nervous on camera, so those pants make me feel better.
I'm not wearing pants.
I'm never sitting in that chair again. And when I come over, I'm going to remember not to sit in that chair because that's.
Well, you automatically know that you shouldn't sit on a white chair because you can't tell.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else about me not being able to sit in a white chair.
Racist fuck.
And our last question is, it says, I've been playing as a girl in video games for many years now. Does this mean I'm allowed to use the girls' bathroom?
I've thought about this.
For those that don't know, though, before you answer, for those that don't know, I guess this has to do with the law that says that if you're transgendered, that you can use the girls' or boys' bathroom.
Or like Nick says, a transginger.
I guess if you're a ginger and yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ignacio.
Yeah, the only obvious answer that I can tell you on behalf of our attorney is that you can only use the girls' bathroom if you've been pretending to be a girl online for a couple of years if you're wearing a wig.
Wait, didn't you do that?
You
didn't wear the wig though.
I can't say.
He's still mad at you, I think.
Let me check.
Ooh, boy.
I can't say.
He was so mad. How many love letters did he write you?
What?
Wait, I know he sent you something.
Shit,
Wait, is that classified? Is that classified?
Can I have your Snapchat? Wouldn't it have been awesome if it had been me pretending to be that person?
Oh my god.
Oh wait,
well,
I would mention that whole incident that happened a couple of years ago when we just made the website. Remember that?
Oh, we can't. It's classified.
Yeah, it's fucking under wraps.
All right. Well, okay. Well, so yes. So send us your questions on our Facebook page. You'll see all the links. Okay, and we'll answer them because we want more interaction. We want more
interaction, and maybe like on a Sunday, when you honest working people are not at work, you can come on the show, and we'll have you like down here on this windows and talking to you live.
Because
with no pants on.
Yes, with no pants. Because this show is about you guys too. I mean, we like to be here talking shit, but we want to have more stories from you. So post it up on our Facebook page.
Or the forums that nobody fucking uses.
Well, we just created it. Give it time. It takes time. People are.
You say sure, motherfucker, I'm paying for it.
Also on Twitter, because we do use our Obsolete Gamer Twitter at Obsolete
Twitter,
Gamer.
or even the Google Plus thing, which actually like a bunch of spammers from India.
Now that's a stretch getting people to use Google Plus.
Yeah, not even Google can do that.
If you're not from the Middle East, they're not using Google Plus.
The Middle East, goddamn, dude. 13 hours, movie plug. 13 hours.
If I post in fucking Arabic, then we'll blow up. But if it isn't in Arabic and shit or Hindi, they're not responding.
Don't make me fucking make a video with just the desert music from World of Tanks playing. Because I have that shit in my car, and when the guy goes, like people look at me like if I just said, Jihad America die.
Oh, by the way, we have a Patreon. We put that link too for Patreon. And,
yeah.
We're not asking for a lot. We just need like dollars.
Coffee money.
Yeah. Because Ignacio drinks a lot of coffee.
We're so poor. I don't even buy Starbucks anymore. We just buy Nescafe.
Yeah, we need more LaCroix. LaCroix, or whatever that shit's called.
Speaking of which, this part of the show is brought to you by the Dollar Store's Naturally Select Snacks Tropical Trail Mix.
Wow, that does look like Dollar Store.
Dude, this shit is Dollar Store. It doesn't even say, oh, okay, everything's from Pakistan. All right, wonderful.
Yeah. We do appreciate you guys. We hope you like this show. We're going to have more trolling, more news. And look, we actually will have like some kind of guests, but it's not going to be like Obsolete Gamer Show. Obsolete Gamer Show will be back. It's kind of like on a pause because E3 is going on. Speaking of which, I do want to mention that it's kind of cool. Carrie Swidecki did post about wanting to see us out at E3. We just can't go out because we asked E3 that we wanted to have an entourage of like 50 people go with us, and they're like, no. So we're like, oh, if we can't take all the entire OG Nation, then we can't go. So we're not going to go. And all the interview guys are out there, and we're here in Miami, so we're like, fuck that shit. So we're on a hiatus. So in the meantime, we're going to do a show for just the gamers out there. So like we said, we want to hear from you. Leave your posts, upvotes. If you really hate us, I guess downvotes. What can we do? But we'll be back
I've been trying
soon.
to get people to come hunt me in World of Warplanes, but they don't do it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Because his video is blowing up. Man, I love the people that come to be like, but War Thunder.
Yeah, which is kind of sad because the thing is, it's, the game is already kind of like not doing good. So it's like kicking like a fucking person that's down on the floor.
Yeah. I like War Thunder too, but we're talking about World of Warplanes.
Like, the simulation mode is completely different from the arcade mode, and the arcade mode in War Thunder is fucking garbage. So if you want to play an arcade game that's flying, play World of Warplanes. If you want to play a simulation game, play War Thunder, or even better, play an actual fucking simulator that's more realistic. But exactly. Whatever.
So we got a lot of content on our YouTube page. Again, our link. So check it all out, and we'll be back with another show real soon. Until then, catch you later. Peace out.
Wear pants when you go outside.
Yeah, only then.
Only then, because you're legally required to. Not really, but do it.